Hey guys, welcome to this Linux course. So in module 3, the first topic is everything is a file in Linux. So in the last module, we looked at all of the file processes, file permissions, and we've seen a lot of commands as well, creating a file, deleting it, copying it, moving it. So now let's do a recap and we'll look at few concepts. So what are the available files in Linux? First, normal files. It can be txt, it can be script, it can be any kinds of files. Second is directories. Directories are basically a folder in which you can store files, and also you can keep subdirectories, and you can keep any kinds of other files. And the third type of file is an executable. An executable file is basically, for example, the terminal which opens whenever I click on it is an executable file, which is an application. So that is an executable file. Firefox, the Mozilla Firefox browser, that is the executable file. So every single application is an executable file. So basically those are also files. And then finally processes. Each process running in Linux is also considered as a file. Also, one more thing, any device which is connected to the Linux system is also considered as a file. So everything in Linux is a file. So this is what I wanted to tell again in this particular module. So moving ahead, we'll look at few things. The first character of flag indicates the type of file. This we again looked in the last module. So first, if it shows D, basically it's a directory. If it is a dash, it's basically a normal file. So this is a normal file. Second, it's a directory because the first letter is D, it's a directory. And then executable file, you can see it has executable permissions, and that you can see over here. And the executable file's name is ls. ls is an executable file, and you can see x, x, and x. So you can execute ls in every single place. So that's why basically it is an executable file. And finally, processes. So you can see a process running, and that particular process has a process ID. So you can see all of these processes, and you can see the process ID basically. And IntelliPad is a user, and this particular process is having again read, execute permissions. This is also a file, and you can see the first character of flag. So this is what was in every single page. So again, even a process is a file in Linux. So moving ahead, even in a UNIX system, it is a file. So we've seen this. So we've seen everything is a file in Linux. This was a quick recap of the last session, as well as some commands like cp is copy, mv is move, rm is remove, make directory, remove directory. We saw a lot of commands in the last session, as well as about file permissions and file ownership, which is chmod and chown. So we did a recap. Now let's move ahead to the next topic in this session. So first, let me end this session, meet you in the next session.